have some sense for your life. If you have any meaning to your life, um, today you have to think about it. What we are saying, we are people of kingdom with open mind. So it's open mind, so wide, open, all open. Um, Open mind heals heart. Does that mean that your heart is healed? It's nothing rooted in them. Nothing rooted in your heart because it's healed. There is no any bad smell in your heart because it's healed. um, we say healed heart. So heart is healed. Huge dream, a life of holiness. I had asked such a month ago because that come to my mind. It's not me saying anything else that we say if we are now living at a holy life that God has for. This is. And today I want to continue speaking about building the house. Um, Something that came to my mind yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday. I was thinking about Jeremiah, and Jeremiah said that one thing that we must do when we go and build is uproot things. Uproot. And today I want to speak about solving the problem on time. Solving the problem on time. So if we're going to build, we try to teach. I never preach, but today I want to. If we're going to build, make an edification, we need a strong foundation. We need a strong foundation. Foundation is the base that sustains the structure. So any structure that you build without a good foundation, it's going to fall. It with anything. That's why the scripture, one of the scripture that is really important for all this year is the scriptures in Matthew 7. Matthew 7, 24 to 28. But I don't go into this scripture now. And I want you to stay here with me, okay? But that's the scripture speak about the two men that they build houses. One built the houses upon the sand, and others upon the rock. One was wise, the other was fool. And I think the kingdom is not for donkey people. Kingdom is for wise people. Even the Bible said that the winners of soul is wise. You don't go to fish and you start making some noises in the river. No, you go in silence and you just try to catch some fish. Because if you go making noises, the fish will flee away. And in the sense of the kingdom, you have to be wise if you want to win souls. This is what we want, or we need to understand. That's what my theme today, solving the problem on time, is very huge for what we are doing this year. And the longer it takes to resolve your situation, the worse it will get. So, something, I always say, call the tails of the dog on one hit. No, a little by little. You need to cut it. If you cut it little by little, they will be hearing him. But if you cut it at one hit, it's finished. It's done. So as long as you wait, the problem will be getting bigger, so worse. And there is a in the scriptures in Second Samuel 20:20. I would like to go with you in this scripture. But before I read it, that's the verse, I want to speak a little bit about the story. That chapter speaks about a man called Sheba. And Sheba was from the tribe of Ephraim. He was against David. And Sheba make a revolt. He revolts, make a revolt, he get a lot of people. He was going through the tribes, speaking best about David. Many people follow him. Just Judas and a few other people stayed loyal to David. But Joab, the general, he took his troops and went against Sheba. When Sheba saw that Joab was against him, he really went to hide to a city. Because he know Joab like to kill people. This man like wars. I don't know, when you read about Joab in the Bible, you will see how he liked to kill. That was a bloody man. He really liked to kill. Anybody that come against David, he won't kill it. Sometimes he betrayed people to kill because they was against David. He was a really bloody man. So Sheba know that. When he saw that Joab was against him and the troops, he went and he hid in a city. But he went to the wrong city. That was a peaceful city. The city that the people called the mothers of Israel since that time. Because anybody that had problems go to that city for counseling. And Sheba was a rebel. It's a rebel man come to the city, the peaceful city. So you just stop on the front of the city and his troop. And a woman come to Joab and say, can you destroy this city? Can you against the mothers of Israel? You know that everybody that had any trouble come to avail for counseling? And are you going to destroy the city? So the verse 20 said, may God deliver me, replied Joab. May God free me to raise and destroy it. So he said to that woman, nobody come to talk to him. But that woman was really, really brave. And she faced Joab. And she said, you going to destroy the city? Are you going to come against us? And he said, no. Bring me God to do that. God deliver me. I just want Sheba. I don't want to do anything else. I just need this man. And that woman said, okay, today you will have his head. So, we show says as Joel sometimes. Every time we are about to make a mistake or an action that could hurt others. Deliver God. God deliver me to her, my brother, my sister. That was the Christ of Joab, the generous of King David army. When he pursued Shebas, and he took refuge in a small and peaceful city called Avel of Bet Maacah. So Sheba went to the wrong city. He tried to hide, thinking, oh, if I hide in Avel, oh, nobody. Because that city is really, really peaceful. Able City is peaceful. So I don't go, if I hide over there, so they don't come against me. But he doesn't know that over there was somebody that really cares about that city. And that woman, the Bible don't say her name, but said that woman from Elbow Beth Amak come to Joe and say, don't worry about it. today you will have hate. The city was in real trouble, almost to be destroyed. Almost to be destroyed. Because a bloody man was sitting the city. That man lied. Blood. I think that he was a vampire. He lied to share blood. Look, I never see one person in the Bible like Joab, that he lied, really lied blood. Look, David kills a lot of people in war. But he was fighting. And the 31 brave men of David, the histories of three of them is really scary. One of them stopped on the fields of lentils the whole day and part of the night, killing Philistines. And the Bible said that his soul stick. And I don't know how long they spend cleaning and putting some water, maybe warm water that the blood dissolve. Because this man say, they don't go and take this field because this field is us. Those men were really worried, but they don't lie to shed blood. Only if blood was necessary. But you ask his lie. Even when when Solomon was consecrated, David said to him, don't allow Joab to die for natural death. You have to kill him. Because he had killed a lot of innocent people. That was the consonants of David to Solomon. So listen. So that city was richest, really richest. Was surrounded by that man. They have a problem. And they had to solve that problem. Because if they don't solve that problem, the city will be destroyed totally. Look, I guarantee that. He won't leave nobody alive. Because he liked to kill. I think that was his joy when he killed somebody. You should remember that the Saul was almost there. And he said, no, I want to finish him. Absalom was hanging. And David said, take care about my son Absalom. Don't kill him. And Joab said, this one? No. He killed it. Joab liked to kill people. So the city was under danger. But he said, God deliver me. God freed me to raise again this city and destroy it. Your present situation could be totally different from the one of the city. Maybe the general joy is not surrounding you. It's not trying to destroy you. But in any case, it is very good to be able to think like him. The city was in danger. The city will be totally destroyed. Because the armies of Joab was over there. They want to capture the evil Sheba. They only want the Sheba. They don't want nobody else. One only man was over there. And they only need one Sheba. The causes, the reason, the motive, the why they were over there. The whole army was because of Sheba. They want to make him pay for his rebellion against David. But he was refuging in a peaceful city. That was a real problem for Sheba. Nobody in that city will come to fight Joab. So that was, I think that Joab knows that nobody going to fight him. That was a problem for him. think that he was burning inside, say, oh, I want them to raise and come. But nobody come. Just a woman, she came and say, are you going to destroy Abel? This city is the mothers of Israel. And he said, may God deliver me. May God free me to raise against the city and destroy it. And you know, so many times, we make innocent people pay instead of a sinner. One person had negative experience with other person, and then everyone on the church or the family pays for a single person who was the one who made the mistake. And let me tell you something. Why is good to solve the problem on time? It's not only because it's get worse at the time happening or the time is going. It is because your life is hard by yourself. Sometimes you have an angel. And you think that is healed. But it is getting worse. Because it has no scars. And then it's getting rotten inside. This happens with the heart. When you kill something, when you keep something inside your heart and you don't solve it, your heart will be getting worse, bitter, hard. And then as you're going, you will be hurting others. A man or a woman hurt you, only one person. And then you destroy your path everything that look or smell like that's experience. In the life we have a lot of negative experience. But you don't have to make everyone pay when in reality they have nothing to do with the events of your past. Nothing. Nothing. All the real problem is that you involve the church or the family in a private or personal situation. This is not right. If Shiva, because we are speaking here to how to solve problem, and Shiva was over there. Shiva hates David. But what he did, he started trying to bring people to him and speak wrong about David And then almost 10 tribes start following Shiva. And the Bible says that Shiva went through Israel. So he went inside the tribes. And people start following him. But he was not really brave. He was somebody with a bad experience. Maybe he had David because Saul was dead. But that was not David's fault. That was Saul's fault. He disobeyed God. And God rejects him from the kingdom. God said him, you will be now my king, no more. I took you from being running behind your father animals. And I took you and brought you and put you to be the king of my people. But you reject me. You reject obeying me. And Samuel was crying and crying for Saul. And God said to him, don't cry no more for him. I choose one better than him. One whose heart is as my heart. And send him to anoint a king from Jesse's family. So that was no day before. David never chose to be a king. Even after he was anointed, he served to Saul, loyalty and faithful. Loyal and faithful. Even God put Saul 2 or 3 times in David's hand. And David man said, hey, look, the Lord gave him to you. And David said, deliver me, God, to kill he anointed one. David respected the anointing of the man even when he was rejected by God. That was an honorment. But there are people who involve the entire family or church in something that is private, like Sheba involved the whole Abel Beth Mac city. Many innocent sometimes are hurt by such a situation, and who should have to be punished was only the offender. So we need to be careful to take personal situation and convert that situation in a family situation, the whole family. I told you such a day that how I was treated by my youth pastor, and I never went to my pastor to speak about what he did. Never. I keep silent. I pray. And I help him. I help him. Now, when he see me, he treat me with great respect. Great respect. And his wife. Why? Because I never involve anybody else. Because that was a personal issue that he had against me. I have nothing against him. But this is other thing. Somebody do something to you, and then you try to pay the same, to respond in the same way. It is not Christian action. It is not. So we need a great foundation. We need to take care any problem in our life. What I have. What is the problem? What is my battle? And I had to resolve it without spreading it to others. How can I explain that? In psychology, there is something that it's a mechanism of defenses. And that mechanism is called projection. In one of the classes in the prophetic school, I had a class about all those different mechanisms. Because a leader had to know things like that. And this is in the first class, the first trimester. The first quarters of the school, we start in deliverance, personal deliverance classes. I just had to translate the manual. And listen, projection is when you have some problem, ill problem, And then, look, you are not a big person. Let me put it like this. I don't want to put a face like that. But you have a little problem here in your heart. The heart is under the heart. So in your little heart, you have a problem. But then you project. You see, like it's a projection. Projection means that you will see your problem in others. So, like any problem that you have in your heart. But you start projecting that. And you see that, look, Mary, Peter, Peter, anybody, a lot of people, they have your problem. And you accuse them to have that problem when really they have nothing to do with this. This is your problem, but you don't solve, and you are using a mechanism of defense. So you see that problem is in order, but it is not. And I think in every class I have a lot of sample that we'll be studying. So we need to be really, really brave as that woman to solve the problem that we have. That woman thought that was better that she bring Sheba and Sheba be dead instead of the whole city. And that was the same that Caiaphas said when they meet to speak about Christ, to catch him. And he said, it is the best instrument for a single man to die for the people and not for the whole nation perish because of him. He used that in order to convince the elders of Israel and the other priests to catch and kill Christ. In the same case, in that city, justice should be done. Somebody was in rebellion. Somebody was in rebellion against the authority and had to die. So, justice should be done. When there is a problem, when there is a guilty one, justice should be done. But no one wants to hang over Sheba. Nobody wants to do nothing to bring Sheba. The army was over there, was about to enter into the city. But that woman, she was filled with bravery and handed over the culprit. And she said, no, today you will have the head of Sheba. She was now willing for the whole city to perish for a rebellious man. So nobody had to be involved or harmed because you are keeping something that you don't solve on time. I don't know if you understand when I say on time. On time means on the time that something is said to be done. Don't hesitate, don't delay over. On time. Now. Because the days are going. January 12 now, almost 13. So let me ask you something. Will you continue with the same thing that you have in your heart this year something that came to your heart last year or last year or 5 years ago? Because almost all the problems of the present come from something that happens on the past. I can assure you that. Something that you need to really know is that I know about problems and counseling because I'm a professional and a mental professional. And I wasn't working in a hospital. I had my consultory. I graduated summa cum laude, the most highest honor. Even I was the one that speak by for all the students in my graduation. I have medals in my house. In my coaching class, I was one of the best. I can show you all the digital gift that I get. Even they gave me a mastery for free because of my real good student that I was. I just saying that because don't think that anybody is deceiving me. I don't speak. Sometimes I pretend to be a fool, but I'm a fool. I make myself fool to see how people want to fool me. So we need to work. You need to clean your heart. And do not project that to anybody. Because don't think that you don't think I'm speaking about her or don't think, no, it's to you, to everybody. This is personal. This is straight from me to you. You know that you, now, Apostle is speaking with such a people. No, I'm speaking with you. We need to make a strong base. And listen, let me tell you something. Solely people are like a spiritual terrorist. We cannot build a good structure. We can never convert the visions in reality with solely people. So the mature level is get when you are healed, when your heart is healed. Because when your heart is healed, you will receive everything that is coming from heaven. So start your projection. Stop. Start your mechanisms of defense. Don't play game with innocent people like Sheba. The whole city almost was destroyed because of him. Many times the church, family, or person is hurt by the condition of unsolved past of one members in the church or in the family. We must be careful. And God frees us from blaming others, and it had nothing to do with what happened in my life before, even before I met that person. It's something that you have to solve the past on time. You have to solve any problem on time. So when problem comes, if something comes between my wife and me, it is not because I did something or she did something in the moment. That was only the key that made the detonation of the dynamite that was hidden. Sometimes you touch a bottom, and that bottom just hit the detonate bottom. That person was ready to blow up. And when you hear the bottom, boom, the person blow up. But once, that was nothing. You only hit the bottom. The person had the old dynamic for years. He was getting all the things. But I said, no, you did that to me. You said that to me. Sometimes you expect something. Your expectation, Your perspective is not filled. Because sometimes you are waiting a lot from others. But they never promise anything to you. So if a person never promised anything to you, and you open up your heart to, oh, I expect something. You know why nobody disillusionate me? I never are illusioned with nobody. I love everybody, and I always wearing the best, but I never expect that person will be the one that helped me to build the house or that helped me to. No. I just walking, looking, hand pulling, sometimes pushing and waiting. So when you expect or your perspective is more than what the person did, it is said many times, it is a bottom that blow out the dynamite. So we need to be careful. We need to be strong to resolve the problem. Like this woman, she became strong and brave and handing over the culprit, solving the problems on time, preventing innocent people from being harmed by not solving what was risking the entire city for destruction. She said, today you have the head of Shiva. I don't know what is your Shiva. I don't know how many Shiva you have in your heart. But today you have to kill the head, caught by the neck. Caught by the neck. That Shiva cannot bring no more risks to your life or the life of others. You have to call, you have to cut out, you have to cut it. One hit and cold, just cold, cut it. Cut Shiva head, Shiva neck. The woman say, oh, Joe, that's okay. Is Shiva that you want? That's okay. Today, she don't say tomorrow. She don't say, give me a week. Because she knows that you are not going to wait more time. The army was over there, the troops was over there, ready to destroy the city. But that brave woman know that she could do something on time before the Persians saw Joab go down. One time, Joab was in the front of one city. And he said, call King David to come and enter to the city before me. Because if I'm ready to go inside the city, and if I go, the city will call by my name, and I don't want that. He was faithful to David. He was faithful to David. He was really faithful to David. He was ready to take the city. But he said, no, my king had to go before me. This is honor. This is honor. Even a man like him plays honor to the authority. So you need to solve your problem. If you solve your problems on time, you will be prevent innocent people from being affected by your condition or situation. And that will help you, your family, and the church to move forward without stopping. Every time that somebody in the people do something wrong, they stop. And we can see when the people of Israel come from edge to the promised land, they have a lot of time just because somebody was... Un momentito. Soy pastor de batalla, por favor. Because somebody was doing something. If you read the book of Number, you will see, even in Joshua book, many times the old nation, the old peoples of Israel, stopped because only one person. So don't be you the culprit that the church stopped in this new dimension. Solve your personal problem. And when I say personal problem, I'm not speaking the problem that you have with somebody. I'm speaking the problem that you have inside. Because when you are clean up, when you are healed, when your inner man get in peace, you will share peace, pour out peace with others. So any problem that you have with others come because the problem that you have in your heart. So you have to solve that problem. This is on time, not tomorrow. This woman said, today you will have Sheba heads in your hand. And the Bible said that she went to the counselor and she said, we need to do something. We need to do something. And those men over there, there was like a weekend. Oh, no. And she said, that's okay. If anybody wants it, I will do it. Because this city, Elbow, Beth Amag, is the mothers of Israel, where people come to refugee to get counselor. The city will not be destroyed because of Sheba. So kill your Sheba. If you read the book of Isaiah, the Bible said that when the king died, he was Isaiah's first cousin. And the Bible says the day that he died, then Isaac saw the thrones of God. The king was an obstacle because they were first cousin. So they had the prophet in the palace, and the prophet don't think about, oh, let me go to seek God. I receive the word of God anyway. But when the king died, then David had nobody to obstacle him. And he saw and hear. He saw God and hear his voice. And say, here I am, send me. So anything, even good thing, and I said that many times, good thing, stop you. So anytime, good thing can stop you. If that are not linked to your destiny, that will stop you. So why you have to resolve the problem sometime? When today is the day to do it. Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. The brave woman said, today you will have Sheba head. And I will save this city. If you don't want to solve the problem for yourself, solve the problem for the church. Don't allow the church be stopped because of your condition. That will help to build and expand the visions of the house. Because as good you are, as better is your foundation. So we need to set us a good foundation. But first, to make a good foundation, the Bible said that we have to destroy, to uproot, and something else, other thing else. So today is the day to uproot the problem. Today, your home, your church, your family, and your one life will be built up by your good deeds So go ahead. Why you are warming something that don't give you any result? Be strong and brave like the women. Put your life in order and solve that situation sometime. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Low self-esteem, either anger, explosions of anger, marital problem, scarcities, illness, jealousy, rebellion, resentment, disgust, or any other situation can be solved today, here, and now. It's only that you take the decision. If you decide to solve it, it will be solved. And it depends only on you. It is not about anybody else, because I'm speaking about your problem, your personal problem, your situation. I just say, but it had to be with other. Before you think about other, before the projection, think about your heart. Before the projection, think about your heart. Look at your profile. All of you have a profile that we make when I was teaching you about the harvest. So look at your profile. You will see what you have to face. And focus on the good things. You can't continue doing that. Because you will have problem with God. Not because you go hell. This is personal. But because you are stopped in the church. Because you are stopped in the church. And God don't play with this. God don't play. Corey, Toby, and the other one, you know what number say. Mary was Moses or Moshe. His real name is not Moses, Moses. It's Moshe. Moshe. Sister. And she spoke about Beth. And she was a leper. Because God is God who defends the authority that he plays. And when you don't listen the voice of the authority, you are in rebellion. Rebellion. What can you do in that condition? What can you do? It's no matter what you do, no matter that you gain the whole world, you will lose your soul. It's nothing. So if you go to other, you will duplicate what you have. This will be put upon that person. Because it is what you have. It's what you give. You cannot give sweets when you are bitter. Just think about it. You can speak no matter how nice you speak. It is nothing. The essence is what counts. What you are given is your essence. So now, I think you have to think about it. And if you are ready to solve it, we can take some time. And standing up now. And working that. It's a good time. If you want to start it right now. It's early. We have time. Stand up. Come to God's throne. And the Bible says, come to his throne of grace, where you will receive A's on the opportunity time. The opportune time. And it's the opportune time. Come to his throne. And say, God, free me to join to the weakness of others and conspire against God's constituted authority. God, free me from being partial plots against the stabilities of my family church. May God free me from evil action against others and hurt those who I bear the image of and likeness of God. This you have to think. The person, your neighbor, the person is your neighbor, had the image and likeness of God. When you hear them, you're hearing God's image, God's likeness. So solve your problem. Solve your problem now. Close your eye, raise your hand, and speak with God. Speak with him. Speak with him. Solve that problem. And say, may God deliver me, free me from dragging others by my condition and lead them to be destroyed by paying attention to me when I am really not well. And say, God, help me to kill the heads of my problem now. Help me to kill the head of this problem now. Shokarabababa. May God deliver me from myself. This is the best prayer. God, deliver me from myself. Because I need you. I really need you. So give your problem to him. Give it now. Confess your personal problem to him. Confess him what's going on in your life. Shakata rabakanda maso. Confess. 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 Talk to him. Allow him to know. He wants to hear from you that you are giving him the problem. Sometimes the problem is that you did and you don't broke him. And these curses that you put upon your head. Declaration that you did and you don't broken. Harm that somebody did in your life, some hurt, injury, deep injury. And that's a rotten because you don't heal it. And it is a pretty bad smell. Another with a smell that Sokata romanso to riba Shurikatai. So give that. Break with the past. Break with the past. This is a new season. We're going to build this church. And you are the person that God chose